This is Kenneally, the Cork man, up there, and Shannon, that's Stephen Shannon, no relation to the other two Shannons. Comes back to Kenneally from Cork, going forward like a forward does, even though he's listed as a full-back. And the man from the Father O'Neill's club near Youghal in East Cork scores a great point. He's been moved forward in this game, and you can see why. You sneak forward and get a wee point there as well.
Yeah, funny enough, that's actually my first championship point. Never scored in my home club, so my first ever championship point. Let's hope that continues too.
Well, you were successful with your club at home, didn't they win an intermediate a few years ago?
Yeah, so I was captain of the intermediate team. I think it was a 2016 now. I was captain of our intermediate team when we won. And then with the Premier Intermediates, when we got to the All-Ireland final, I was playing up until the Munster semi-final, and that's when I got injured, and I hadn't played since. So yeah, I had a good time at home too.
So as an outsider coming into the Antrim hurling championship at this level, not just getting to the final, but what do you think of the standard up here and the games and the quality and the how do you put it, the intensity?
So before I came up, obviously I wouldn't have known much, so I thought I'd kind of walk in and I have a bit of pedigree about me, so I'd be up for it. But if you ask me that 15 minutes into this game, and my heart was beating out of my chest, the intensity is just, I can't breathe half the time, like the likes of this game now against Cushendall, and when we played Dunloy in the league game, it's just so fast. The boys are so quick. Like, they'd have no problem rattling any of our teams at home. I've even said it to the lads there that I'd love to get a game against our home team, because I don't know who'd win. But like, the hurling levels, it's definitely up there with anything I've competed in anyway.
And talk to me about the Rossa club as an outsider, because they seem so tight in there. There's so many connections, cousins, brothers, the whole lot in there, and of course they'd have a tough week as well. But what's it like in that club as an outsider?
Yeah, so Rocky actually sent me on something today. I think there's a Middleton man, so close enough to my home club, 100 years ago, played with the Rossas, Dermot Hurley I think it was. But like, before coming up to Belfast, obviously I wouldn't have known anyone. I was just kind of like walking around by myself, and then I said I joined GA, and what the biggest thing I'll say is about the Rossa GA is that it has embodied what the GA is about to me. So obviously at home you kind of just take for granted, because all your friends and all your family are there, and that's where you grow up and that's everything. And then coming up into a new community, you don't know anyone. But joining the GA has really shown me that it's a community organisation, the boys have taken me under their wing. Like, majority of my friends now, they'll be my social group, they'll be the people I hang around with. And yeah, I'm very thankful that I fell in with them.
And how aware are you of the fact that this is a city club getting into the final against the teams from the Glens, and it's a Rossa team in the final for the first time in 17 years? I mean, are you aware of the buzz in the club and what it means to the people in there, the three Murphys and the Armstrongs, the Orkins? I mean, you've come into a big family.
Yeah, so before I came up, I wouldn't have any clue about that, I wouldn't have known that, the Glens of Antrim used to kind of dominate hurling. And then the more I've been kind of integrating, say, into the community, and the more I've been talking to people, the more of the magnitude of the occasion kind of speaks to me. Like, even say when we were playing the group games and stuff, it didn't really click. But then today, when you have that like championship smell, and it's knockout championship, it's kind of, you understand what's going on. And the lads, like, I think it was Stephen Shannon was saying, he was in, I think it was he could have been on the team, I think it was at 07, who weren't that far away, and he hasn't had anything coming to a senior championship since. And then for me, coming on to my first year, I didn't get it, but I understand how much it means to him and how much it means to me at this stage. I'd do anything now at this stage,